The game of soccer is being ruined. Since the implementation of video assistant refereeing, or VAR, the game has changed, and it has been a friend and an enemy to the game ever since. In one occurrence of the game, there was a penalty awarded to a team. In review by VAR, they had overturned the call due to, in the run of play, a missed foul in the other team's box. Since the attack had started off this foul in the other team's box, they overruled that penalty kick and awarded the other team a penalty kick. The emotions created by VAR are sometimes unbearable to some. And incidents like this one happen in multiple other occasions and just in different variations. Such incidents like this one gives an example to why VAR should not be a deciding factor in soccer. Hi, my name is Colton Priester. I'm going to be explaining to you why I believe VAR should not be a deciding factor in soccer, for reasons that it slows the game down, changes big game decisions, and creates unnecessary actions of players. The game is being slowed down, and this is what a new frustration in the fact that VAR stops the game more than it should. Soccer is a non-stop, continuous game of 90 minutes, usually with small breakages of fouls being added, offsides calls, and the ball being played out of bounds at obviously half time. With fouls that once were a minor infraction, only taking up to a minute or so, VAR officials have now created it to be a longer duration, and it is also just doing its job by over-checking the calls. From Wired Magazine, written by Eric Niler, he states, while VAR calls only take a minute or so, some decisions have taken longer, and have slowed the pace down of a rhythmic and a fast momentum game that is usually driven the sport. Lots of times, VAR has wasted a lot of time with offsides calls. When looking for offsides calls, VAR will take an offender's body, it will take an image of a player, and it will line off the offender's body with the defender's body, noticing which one is closer to the goal. Sometimes the extent that VAR goes to is taking a player's toe and saying that this minor inch has made the player offsides and has given him an advantage in the game, calling him offsides and overruling possibly a goal-scoring opportunity. On multiple occurrences, though, the game has been decided by VAR. In situations like this, referees have given calls and VAR has overturned them, and this has been a huge change in the outcome of games. One huge occurrence that happened last year was Man United versus PSG, a quarterfinal game in the Champions League. Jason Burt and JJ Bull talk about this, and Man United pull incredible comeback against PSG's capitalization in Europa Leagues after dramatic late VAR decision. As Manchester United were looking to be knocked out of the tournament this year by PSG in aggregate goals, Manchester United was awarded a penalty late in the game. A call given by the referee said that there was no penalty awarded, but in review by VAR, they had looked closer at it and they had given it a penalty kick. As everyone at home noticed that the player's hand was in natural position and was nowhere near the ball intentionally, VAR had still given the call of a penalty kick, and then changing the outcome of the game, knocking PSG out, who were one of the favorites of that year to win the game, or to win the tournament. A study shows from Alexandros Vergones' tactical analysis of goal-scoring patterns in the 2018 World Cup, which was the year that VAR first made its entry, shows that VAR had a 92% influence on the outcome of games. With the outcomes of games now being so heavily weighted by VAR, players have had some reactions towards it on and off the field. One incident that was largely noted this year was Sheffield United's game, where the defenders had reacted to a call by a sideline referee, calling the offender offsides. The defenders had stopped playing, which allowed the goalie as well to stop playing, thinking that everything would be stopped in the run of play. But the offender, not seeing the offsides call, he continued to play on and eventually scoring. This goal was overlooked by VAR, and they had noted that the player was on sides, even though people say play to the whistle. something like this and something that would happen with a sideline referee usually would be stopped and the goal would be overturned to a no goal. But with VAR's look at it, they said there was a goal and awarded it. In Sheen Taylor's article, Sheffield United's Boss Wilder, drained and saddened by VAR, he goes in a little bit more depth of how the manager and the players felt at the end of the game. From Bleacher Report as well, writers Dean Jones talks about how players such as a Netherlands player had a very harsh reaction to VAR on camera, using, let's say, very inappropriate words to describe his response to a VAR decision. But in the article, he also states that if they do not use it every time, it does not work. And this is something that shocks you when players do understand that VAR has the good and the bad, as well as they do see both sides. But if it is not used all the time, it can be a frustration, and it is a new frustration to the game. VAR is killing the flow of the game and the celebration of goals. When supporting a team, the goal is the height of the game, where everyone just explodes. But waiting for VAR to check it, the crowd's high is now killed, and is in the new change of events. Something that no one saw but a camera with a photo image being rewatched over and over. The game of soccer is being changed, and with this new added frustration of video assistant refereeing, or VAR, where it stands right now, I do not believe it is ready to be fully implemented in the game, for reasons that it is slowing the game down, does make game-changing decisions, and is having players' reaction, as I just changed the slides, and is such a huge killer to everybody. But if it is to continue, it should be given more regulations. Now, with what I have stated, would you rely the game also on a computer, or would you rather have the call be made by a human, as it has for many of years? Thank you for your time, and have a great day.